Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome, or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or messages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Energies, up, Big Cat. I insist. May your comings and goings be forever covered by the grace of the Most High. When in doubt, go within. Are you fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely, bestie? You should be. Why? Because they made you sweat, made you holler. Yes, they did, darling dears. Made you lose your breath. Made you water. And now, they, them, and one thing for certain and two things for sure. They will regret forevermore. Remember, I told you that. Big Cat, you are a missed opportunity. You must be that stumbling block in many a life. Why? Because you understood the assignment. Self-validation is for a feeble-minded bottom feeder. And that's not you, darling dears. No. You don't need no one to validate you. You validate yourself. Let's carry on, darling dears, before I lose my shiznai. You know me. There's no one to check me, boo. Fist bump. Let's carry on. I don't know. Everything is warm into my palms. The dice, the dominoes, the cards. We're gonna go with the rune stones. Oh, you have a thruple, darling. There's a thruple. First one on the deck, we have what? Gebo. This is represented by the Lovers, Gemini energy in tarot, darling dears. Gemini is what? The third house, so communication. Somebody wants to communicate with you, darling dears. You could have had a soul contract with them. The Gemini is ruled by Mercury, darling dear, so it's the element of the number 5. So you could be a life path 5. The letters E and W, the numbers 5, 14, and 23, as well as the letters E, H, N, X. Okay. You also have, good golly and gosh, swallow, sun energy, darling dears, represented by the numbers 1, 10, 19, and 28. You could be a life path 1. The letters A, AJS and AIJQY. Sun is about your vitality, darling dears. The sun is about your soul mission. It could also represent father energy or your father, but it's about your reputation, darling dear. Someone's tried to take the piss and the shit in your mind. Remember, I told you that. Oh, good golly and gosh, we also have Perthrow. This is represented by the High Priestess, darling dears. In the upright, I might add. It also speaks about you being a mystery to some, darling dears. It also speaks about gossip, possibly even inflammatory words, blood, being bandied around. Possibly from those that are in regret. It also speaks about, I'm hearing next to the sun, this is addiction, darling dear. Somebody's addicted, possibly to people. Could be in the form of what? A sexual addiction, a lying addiction, needing to collect souls, darling dears. Okay. Perthrow, moon energy, feminine energy, darling dears. The moon is represented by the number 2. You could be a life path 2 or an 11. If you're a 2 or 11, master number. It tells me that you are a visionary, darling dears. It also tells me, lean in, bestie, that you are an illuminator. So it speaks of, you could be in a position where you actually speak to others, uplift others, vibration of the sun, darling dears. But it also speaks about vitality. Okay, something new, something is about to be uncovered. Words that was said in the dark, darling dears, or out of your earshot. It's about to be what? Revealed. Okay, I don't even know which to, my fingers are just itching. Let's go with this. you are protected, darling dears. You stand on the biggest pentacali of them all. But someone or someone's is burning a candle in the background. Could be for your downfall, darling dears. Could also be to what? Change your mind, allow them back into your hemisphere. It also speaks about RESPECT. Someone or someone's better put respect on your name, darling dears. The energy of the 5 speaks about the conflict, the confusion of it all, but it also speaks about change. Change that is in the wind, the change that you possibly brought about, because we have the energy of Gebo, the Sun, and the High Priestess. Something was uncovered, a behavior, possibly even lies, possibly even full on what spell work manipulation. You had to bring balance into the situation, the yin and yang of it all, balancing out your masculine and feminine energies. But something in the dark is about to come to light. Remember, I told you that. Base of the deck, darling dears, a natural born healer. Yes, you are, darling dears, highly empathic and intuitive. Some of you are going to have been afraid of, how can I put it? You allowed the words of others to make you hide your gifts, your talents, and your skills, your abilities, darling dears. Never be afraid to be yourself and be whom you're meant to be on this Malkuth. You cannot allow other people's words or behaviors to influence your life, darling dears. And they cannot, I repeat, cannot live your life for you. Don't let too late be your cry, darling dears. They are in regret and they are looking for someone to suck on to, darling dears. Don't let it be you. No one's allowed to come back into your life with what? Point A and point B, darling dears. I've told you about the point A and point B because it will take you straight into dummy bat territory. You better be on your law 10 of the 48 laws of power, blood. Brah, or sistrine. Okay, let's go with the blue deck. Look, whatever weapon they try to form against you, darling dears, the elastic band is broken, so boomerang season for them. Boomerang season. Okay, so now we know it's family members, darling dears. You are the hot topic. You are the talk of the mud hut. I would say town, but it's a mud hut when you've got wicked people in commune against you, darling dears. What? They're bringing up all your past mistakes, darling dears, as if they have none. They live in a glass house, darling dears. Glass house. So it's family members that are on you like white on rice. Listen. Yeah, what did I say? A lot of talk. And it's also pillow talk, darling dears. Could be an ex-partner. We've got what? Law number 9. You continue to win through your actions, never your words. Never you ever tongue wrestle with the feeble-minded. Why? From a distance you can't see who the chicken of the sea is. Did we not just mention the dummy bat? Good golly and gosh. Listen, amongst the dummy bat, common sense is like a superpower, darling dears. It is, right? And it's a conspiracy. It's a conglomerate of what wickedness, darling dears. Bringing up your past situations, but yet you still rise. Come through, Mayor Angelou. Posh, clap. What's going on here? Wickedness, family members. We try to keep it about ourselves, darling dears. We don't look for this information, but yet they keep popping up. Why at this moment in time? Why at this stage of the game? Because it's part of their karmic cycle, darling dears. Nothing like the regret of seeing you rise like the cream, darling dears, that you are the creme de la creme. And yet they are still stuck in the same circumstances. Can't break bread with an angry, avoidant person. No, you can't. Why? You'll be the blame of everything, darling dears, and anything you say to them will be twisted and taken on the balls of their feet. Why? Because they're merchants of slander, darling dears. The type of person or people that will put family member against family member just to see what's going to go on, darling dears. This person creates what? Wickedness in every circumstance or situation as an odd job. Let's go with the yellow. You can't break bread with them. What's this? Mirroring, darling dears. Maybe you did mirror them. Maybe you did when you was around, because when you're around toxic environments for long enough, you do pick up some of the traits, right? Too easy. Willing to do anything, darling dears. Willing to do anything. Anything? What do you mean anything? Anything against what? Listen, the deck's not telling us. Ooh, child. It's playing with us. It's strumming on our intellect, darling dears. Playing us like a fiddle. Let's carry on. We need 2 decks. One for the big cat, base of your deck, darling dears. Look at all of this betrayal, heartbreak, darling. They got you in your heart chakra. They are a front tabber, darling dears. Family member. Because you have to remember, in most cases, it's only family members that can do you that dirty, darling dears. They know how to what? Make you feel less than. Put you in the black sheep position, but they didn't know being the black sheep was the piece de resistance. Sometimes we've got to get French up in this bitch. Yes, they didn't expect you to still win through your actions, never your words. You never argued for space back amongst those co-conspirators. You didn't. Why would you want to be amongst the dummy bats, darling dears, who's sitting in regret, willing to do anything, darling dears, willing to what? Keep resurrecting karmic. I ain't got no time for karma, darling dears. I haven't. We've got what? Saturn and Libra energy. Libra is what? The 7th house, darling dears, the house of one-to-one relationships. It can also represent a divorce, ending of a situation. It speaks about open end. They don't like you, blood. And you know they don't like you. And they expect you. Some of you are still living amongst the hurt, possibly of the circumstances, the situations, things that they said or did. Or you could be sitting in the realization of what you allowed yourself to be put through, darling dears. Tight situations with the feeble-minded. Let's get a deck for them. Let's get a clear deck so we can see what's going on with this. Let's get a right away. The original deck, blood. Base of the deck, King of Wands, looking back into the past. King of the Wands has got the energy, darling dears, to come with the fire. Because we are talking about the ops, we know that they're looking at past situations. We already saw it from the outset, darling dears, that they're talking about whatever past mistakes you may have made in their presence. Pillow talking could be an ex-partner, king of the dick dealing or the mattress backing. King or queen, because you know gender is fluid. And look, masculine and feminine energy. Good golly gosh. We can't see which one is a bitch or a Mitch, darling dears. Yes, it's very shady. Three of Swords in the upright. Definitely a situation that created a lot of depression around you, darling dears, feeling that loss. But you have to remember, you only lost what you was used to at that moment in time. There's 8 billion of us on this world, darling dears. Some of us as light workers, starseed, our mission is to what? Extricate ourselves from these devilish situations. With the wicked that want one more round, Julie, with your hairline. They've got no respect for your hairline, darling dears. Point A and point B. All right. Let's press on. Let's press on. Current energy around the big cat. Current energy around the big cat. Lots of cards. Oh, this one did a full forward roll, darling dears. Hangman, seeing things from a different perspective. You've already what? Given back the wood, darling dears. No longer sacrificing yourself to a situation or circumstance that is beneath you. This is about you seeing a bigger picture on the what? You're realizing the energy and the frequency, seeing things from a spiritual perspective. Hangman could also speak about the police. Maybe the popo, you called the police on them. Maybe they had to be confined. It also speaks about confinement because it's Neptune energy, mental house, of course, possibly even the graveyard could have been a touch and go, darling dears. Baby, you went for a lot with this person or people that were meant to be family members. May not even have been a blood relative, could have been someone that you invited in like the devil and demon that they are, in as a friend. This was an op from the start, darling dears. This person had all of your business all around whatever town they was in. Yeah, somebody who's willing to do anything, and they're also very easy. The pillow talk, darling dears. If it was a friend, they was the black hole of Calcutta or a dick dealing pedestrian sperm engineer. Listen, I had to say something else, darling. Just have to. Base of the deck, you've got the King of Wands, possibly looking back at the past situation. Somebody that would like to re-enter your life. Wands energy, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I said Libra for a reason. Freudian slip meant to come out. Listen, They've got karma on them like white on rice, darling dears. Wheel of Fortune on its face, darling dears. This could be a foreign person from a foreign place. Yes, it could be. Foreign place could be anything. It could be the next town over. This is bad luck at its... Listen, no progress, darling dears. No evolution. They got karma on them. Somebody even had some form of travel plans, could be traveling towards you. Well, there's a spanner in the works, darling dears. This person is out. Personal people are out of control. They're stuck in a rut, darling dears. They try to control the narrative around you. Remember I told you that? Hangman, you couldn't give a good golly or a gosh, darling dears. You've already decided to, what? Relinquish the situation. This is not for you, darling dears. Not for you. How do you currently feel about the Marauders? Listen, accident waiting to happen, Tower moment. 2 major arcana. You ain't playing. I know, bestie. I know. Uranus energy, no change in their situation. You always felt, you never felt comfortable in a situation, darling dears. This is the type of personal people that would gossip to you about other people. Well, guess who was on next on the menu, darling dears? I told you they're easy and willing to do anything. This is the collector of information. They got, listen, this is the type of person that you talk to into the late into the night, spilling out shit when you should be shutting up and sleeping like the big cat you are. You divulge certain things to this person, right? This is what I told you, if you shut up. You must shut button it. Don't tell anyone in it. Don't even tell yourself. I used to tell I, myself, and me. Now it's only I know what's going on. Bad luck on them, darling dears. Bad. How do they feel about the big cat? Hey! Loyalty, 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 stable. You was around this person or people for some time, darling dears, showing them loyalty. Yep. They also feel as though your back is firmly turned, darling dears. Somebody wants to have a parlez-vous with you. What they want to talk about? Somebody wants to talk about dick or punani. Listen. They got the king of one's energy, and this is what they want to talk to you about. Listen. They see you as being extremely stable at this moment in time, mentally on the up and up. Good golly and gosh, and you've got God at your back. You could be in a position where you are a mentor. You may have got a promotion, darling dears. The Hierophant is the God card in tarot, but it's also represented by Taurus energy, the 2nd house. They see you as you in your bag, darling dears. Your money is up, darling dears. Up. Why? Because we've already decided and we've already saw you're operating on law number 9. 9 is the number of fruition, completion, darling dears. Because you're winning through your actions and not through your words. And nothing like what somebody or someone who's in regret to play. They're paying close attention to your everything, darling dears. You know those secret watchers, they look like Jason. Spying on your this and that, darling dears. They see you as extremely strong and drama free. This is why they love to come through, darling dears. They would love to come through. But you had to understand, darling dears, this is like, it was a continual cycle of It was a continual cycle, darling dears. You never felt comfortable in that situation. There was no safeness. Anything you told them was taken to the streets, darling dears. These family members, whether it was friend or blood relative, they never liked you from the start, darling dears. You was a victim of hate from the gate. They see you as strong. They're looking at your money. They're looking at your stability, darling dears. If you have a platform, if you're counseling others, speaking to others, you could have a website. Whatever it is, mate. Whatever it is, whatever you are doing, they see you as stable, darling dears. They're remembering your loyalty. You may even have been married to this person, darling dears. Okay. You see them as a whole crisis, darling dears. A crisis and a cautionary tale. Yeah. Malicious gossip, darling dears. It also speaks about, we've got Aquarius energy. This is a group mentality. Yep, they went in, darling dears. You know that they did. Try to destabilize you. This goes to Six of Swords. You had to free your hairline, blood, your edges. You had to free your mind and move away from the situation. Some of you have actually physically moved on the GPS, darling dears. Base of the deck. You know they want to come back. You know they wants to come back. Okay. They see you as extremely stable. They may even see you as highly spiritual or religious, darling dears. Maybe you're speaking the word. Maybe you didn't speak it in front of them. Why? You couldn't. They was interested in low-grade, bottom-feeding, reverse root chakra shiznai, darling dears. And if you didn't have anything to offer to that, you was put on the prior. You know that there's a lot of talk about you, darling dears, that they're watching. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here for them? Is it the loyalty that you showed them? It also speaks about them being highly intuitive, darling dears. But they use their powers, what to beguile and what hoodwink people. Just judgment on its forehead. Again, this person is under karma. Could be a female energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yup. If it's a relationship they're in with the devil's most diligent worker, darling dears. It also speaks about a legal situation that they're actually going through. Could be something to do with immigration, some kind of stay in a country, darling dears, trying to get stable, going before a judge, darling dears, but it's something to do with their stay. Foreign people, foreign lands. Didn't I tell you that, darling dears? There's an immigration issue. This also speaks about an arrest. Somebody was arrested, darling dears, for something that they did. Star card. Good golly and gosh. Okay. Star card is Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the 11th house, darling dears. Let's narrow it in. What could they have done? If they was working in a team, there was no team, darling dears. They did something for financial gain, okay? And it's come uncovered. It's come out on top. It's been discovered, darling dears. It's been discovered. I'm also seeing an immigration issue, darling dears. Chariot energy. They're about to be prosecuted. Okay. Good God. To the decks again, darling. They're about to be prosecuted. So what do they want with the big cat? It's nothing to do with you. You was minding your business. Right? Somebody's facing a prison sentence. I also heard, what's that word? When they chuck you out of a country. What's that word? It's escaping me. Big cat, get help. Sending out a lifeline to the cats. What's that word? When they chuck you out the country because you're low down and sneaky. Oh my God. What's that word? When they send you, but I can't think of it. Oh my God, the devil is a lie. Help me, bestie, help me. Hold on, let me check the comments. Sim Y says they destabilize themselves. They're grown adult kids. Are dying of what? Dying? They are having heart attacks and riddled with cancer. They got cancer. Oh, child. Well, they want to make amends in a situation, darling dears. This person wants to come through to you like a lamb, like the lamb, darling dears. But it's really a wolf in sheep's clothing, a full-on Judas in a Peter suit. Yes, because you don't work with them, darling dears. It also speaks about online. They could be watching you online. They definitely want a conversation with you. The truth roof, darling dears. They know the circumstances, situation is over with you, but they want some money. They want to give you money, darling. They want you to give them money. They want some help from your in a situation, darling dears. If they're involved with somebody, hey, this is two bitches. Just like what did Kendrick say about Drake and Sexy Red? When he looks in the picture, it's two bad bitches together. Yeah, babe. This person has got an immigration issue, darling dears. They was arrested due to some kind of misappropriation of funds, darling dears. They took something that they shouldn't have taken, and they've been discovered. They want to reach out for help from you, darling dears. Remember I told you that? They want to make amends. Some fast talking. You know them people that need a whispering of Hannibal Lecter? They want to do some fast talking to you. They just want to, just come here a minute. Let me just tell you something right quick. Yeah, because they see your situation as perfect. Fell right on you, darling dears. Look at this, darling dears. They're extremely angry, and they're trying to think of a way to what? Get into your situation or get you onto their side, darling dears. They want you to work with them. If they're with somebody, yeah, two bad bitches in a picture, darling, this, but no help. Their partners cheated on them or cheating. And it could also speak about them not being in any form of marriage or legal tie. This person will rat them out and save themselves first and foremost. Good golly and gosh, regret. It's not the heart of it. Tell me more. What else is going on with them? Queen of Swords. They're trying to work out a situation, but this person was always disloyal. They want to work out a situation where they can emotionally manipulate you. Hiya! Come through, Uncle Roger. Posh. Clap. Emotional damage. They wants to come with it, darling dears. What did I say? They want you in your cranium. They want to get you back on side. This goes to 9 of Swords. You won't be able to eat or sleep. This person or people have bad karma them, especially the one that has been caught in an immigration, some form of misappropriation of funds, darling dears. They are going down Bobby Brown. Yeah, they're smart. They were smart when they was doing that shit, darling dears. They didn't know that they would get the what? The big ticket to the slum or prison with R. Kelly. Or what's that word? When they chuck you out the country. Oh my God. Deported. Jesus. Oi, bestie. We need to have a talk on a one-away. Why wasn't you helping me? Oh, you did. Sorry. Robert. Excuse me, Robert. I didn't look at the comments. Thank you, Robert. Robert is my friend. Fist bump. Listen, somebody wants to try and avoid the slammer, darling dears. But they're going, mate. Their ships are gonna come in as far as what they done did. An immigration situation, a misappropriation of funds. They see your situation as perfect, darling dears. Perfect for them to come and infiltrate. Alright. They see you as the perfect what? They think you're feeble-minded. We've got the Gemini energy. You had a contract previously with this person. Sun energy, right? You've raised your vibration. And again, this speaks about someone wanting to travel towards you. You better put your third eye to a bitch in shine, darling dears. Remember I told you that. This person or people was family to you at one point, darling dears. And you are the hot topic. They see you as stable. There's a lot of pillow talk going on about you, darling dears. And they are what? In the middle of a karmic cycle. Looking for someone else to go in that handbasket. Straight to hell with them. Alright. They want to get in contact with your prefrontal cortex, your hippocampus, and your amygdala. Listen, I told you, bestie. If my heart has to go boom diddy boom, my eyes will be immediately slitty, right? And my mouth will be thin, and I'll be very quiet. Why? Because I'm plotting against you, blood. I am plotting against you, blood. Yeah. Not afraid to say it. I'm a plotter. I plot very carefully, especially my exit, my tinky winky. They need to put some respect on your name. As I said, this is all like law number 9. They have to put respect on your name. Yeah, they want to draw you back into fucking ease. God said no. God said no, right? It's about your bag. It's about your money. It's about what you bring to the table, darling dears. The second house also speaks about the past. Something that they did in the past, darling dears. They're looking at your possessions, possibly the car you drive, your clothing, your house. I told you they're watching you, darling dears. They're looking for specifics that they can actually gain from. But God is telling you no. When God says no, you better say okay. You better get flat, blood. Why? Karma will be following. Yeah, you better get in your cranium. The palace of air, blood. Look at the bigger picture. Remember, they're coming in for emotional damage. Yeah. You better. What's this? Listen, Palace of Wands. After all that you've been through, you've got 2 palaces on the tableau, darling dears. Of air and wands. Both highly spiritual cards. You are being protected, darling dears. You also have a waxing moon in the background. A waxing moon tells you to observe, darling dears. Observe what's going on. What's this? Yep, definitely relationships, darling dears. Relationships that you've ended. World card. What did I say? The conspiracy. The conspiracy. They want to be a tampon string in your life. Or creep up on you like a cheap lace thong. So they want you to help them out of that tight situation. They want you to help them out of that tight situation that they created, darling dears. They're coming through as a page of cups is young blood. I'm talking about not in age, in mind. This is immature, darling dears, immature. For some, darling dears, somebody's going to come through wanting some form of surgery. It could be to do with... I don't like talking about things like that because they can do what they want with their body, but it's to do with a child. They don't want to have this pregnancy. Somebody wants money, darling dears. They want money. They haven't got it. But remember, they're a liar. You better see proof before you hand out anything, darling dears. 9 of Cups just fell off your deck, darling dears, for your emotional well-being. Everything's just falling. Look! They're coming on the balls of their feet, blood. They're coming. Yeah. Subterfuge bull swanky, darling dears. This is a lying liar coming to lie to you, darling dears. Let's get another deck. What do you mean? They're coming to lie to the big cat? No. Oh, no. Listen, bestie. Listen. If this don't make you go past perspiration into straight sweat, I don't know what is, darling dear. They've got it in their mind to subterfuge and bull swanky your cranium. No, no, no. Knight of Wands, darling dears. It also speaks about what? Wanting to travel to you, but not knowing how to, darling dears. Not knowing how to. You also got them on block. No messaging, darling dears. Whatever they've been doing, they're going through, darling dears, it's been on a slow boil, a slow simmer. This person could also be running away from a pregnancy in a situation, darling dears, trying to run towards you. The dick dealing didn't work out. Yeah, they're definitely fertile, darling dears. They're running away from a situation but not telling you the truth. Look at this. This person also has a lot of soul ties on them, and they are drama filled, darling dears. They come to destabilize your mansion by any means necessary. Why? Because you've been winning through your actions, never your words, bestie. Never your words. Look. This is not someone that has good plans for you, darling dears. This is a gossip. This is somebody who is impulsive, explosive temper, darling dears, a liar, someone who's always looking out for themselves. We've got a lizard. Is it a chameleon? Always adapted to their environment. This is an opportunist and a hobosexual. H-O-B-O, darling dears. Yeah, God said no. Wait, bestie, God said no from their deck and your deck. Leave them to whatever circumstance or situation they put themselves in, darling dears. If they're light-fingered, if they've misappropriated money, if they're running away from pregnancy, if they're trying to run away from deportation, what do you mean? No! Haven't they changed? I'm sure they've changed the law over here. That if, always in America, that if you're harboring somebody who is whose passports run out, they don't have no stay in the country, or they're a criminal, you're going to be charged as well. Isn't that true? I'm sure I read that somewhere. They got bloody cheek, mate. They got more front than Brighton Pier. Let's get the soul cards. Pride. Yes, baby. Always comes before a fool, darling dears. They were vain, darling dears. Vain. Continue on your quest, darling dears. Remember, if you follow up on what they're doing, avoid your own destiny. Right? Because you had to take the knee in order to what? It was like you what? Getting closer to God in order to leave that situation. Divine put you on a path, darling dears, and it's not a path to wickedness. Remember, nothing beats prayer. And the praying cat, hey, forgive the situation, but you don't have to take it back. You don't. Why would you? Why would you allow someone who you saw as a family member, darling, who's going through a karmic cycle, only wants to come around because they see you or perceive you to be more stable than them? They're only coming back for, number one, to see why you're happy without them. Number two, to see what they can get from the situation. And number three, to destroy what you've got. And you know how I like a throuple. When it comes to the three mate, I don't joke. I told you. You don't want me to get to the plotting. What's that? Tori saying, I'm not harboring anyone. No criminal or anybody else. I'm the only person who lives in my house. Thank you. Yeah, you tell that. Well, I'm not the only person. My progeny live here. But I told you, they like to go out and forget their door key. So I told them, you better show me your birth mark, otherwise I'm not letting you in. You could be an NPC. I don't play. What do you mean you forgot your key? You forgot the key to the Big Cat Palace? You can't get in? I must leave from whence I am to come and let you in because you... Listen. Progeny will make you talk in tongues if you let them, darling dears. If you let them. Your card is what? The perception of the situation. And the green is your heart chakra. You've got to take any kindness, any empathy, or anything out of the situation. The transformation is for you. Isn't divine shading you, darling dears? Listen to your higher mind. Remember what you bring to the table, what you brought to the table, and what it is that you want to create in your hemisphere. You have to leave the unlucky and the unhappy where they are. Let them live in their regret, darling dears. That's one thing for certain and two things for sure. Let them live amongst the regret that they created. Yeah. Six of Swords, again, it's telling you to move on. You're already mentally not on their level. Some of you will be traveling over the next 7 days, darling dears. This travel will be to revitalize yourself. It could be a vacation or holiday, okay? Oh, blood. Judgment has already been called on the situation, darling dears. And it's not your portion. Leave them with their regret. Hermit energy, you had to go within, darling dears, to what? Self-examination and self-improvement. You also had to examine the level of betrayal they did while they was there, darling dears. Major arcana, another major arcana, hangman. You've already, what? No more to sacrifice to this situation. This person is going down. Prison, hospital, graveyard, deportation. Listen, they've got it all. Tens across the board, darling dears. You've already found the balance. This is what the Two of Pentacles. It also shows that you are solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. Base of the deck. We've got the Ace of Swords, darling dears. Clarity, common sense, darling dears. Your flip-flop. Remember, this is your transformation. Don't give it away. Not so easily, darling dears. You've come too far. Come too far. And again, it's gone back to the Six of Swords. You've already freed your mind. You've freed your energy. Don't even listen to their conversation, darling dears. They see you as being perfect, darling dears, and that perfection is what? Blasphemy in their eyes. They come to take you down, Bobby Brown. Remember I told you that? Alright. Sucks to be them. You better tell them to beat the traffic or use communicative dance of love and light. That's two of these and one of those. Yeah, the same ones that gave you drapetomania, the overwhelming urge to run away like Tinky Winky. They want to do what? A Lazarus in your life. They've got the buyer's remorse, darling dears. Whatever bull swanky they bought, they've got the remorse. And remember, they are a Judas in a Peter suit. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Share these messages or massages with whomsoever you feel needs it. And your comment, is a survival kit for another big cat. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. Leave them on the rocks of life, darling. Don't feel sorry. Remember, they put you in a position where you had to defend yourself, and it was in the best position. You are Professor of the Puzzle. You are that power grid. You are also a volunteer, but not volunteer for fucking knees and bull swanky heights. Big your way!